Good morning or afternoon, depending on what time you are listening to this podcast, and welcome to yet another episode of Do Geese Have Udders, the show where we ask the unanswered and answer the unasked, looking at news and online stuff too. I'm Michael Gooch, and as always, I'm joined by my good friend Matthew Thompson. You right, Matt?
Are we recording?
Good. Then let's start the show. Matthew!
Michael.
I'm not talking to you, Matt, because we have another guest.
What's his name?
Finally. Well, it's funny you mentioned that. It's Matt, or Matthew,
I see what you did
and
there.
this is going to make my life really confusing. Welcome to the shed, Matt.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Well, first time here.
Yeah, we've...
Yeah, never been in here before,
No.
actually. It's a really nice spot you got. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a
in
bit
the
cluttered.
in the shed, yeah.
Oh, no, it's, it's well lived in.
Yeah, could be a bomb shelter pretty soon.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I wouldn't want to be in here with bombs going off outside. The stuff inside flying about would be horrendous.
I don't know, I think a lot of it's bomb-proof from the looks
Yeah,
of things.
to be honest.
Yeah, I think you'd be alright.
So, we've known Matt for quite a long time.
Yeah.
Again, same sort of friend group, same D&D group, amateur campers group as Will, Darius, Ben, and Rebecca. All we've had on in the past. But I think we tried getting you in the shed. I think in like season 2 at some point.
Yeah.
And I can't remember why that fell through. Are we boring you already?
No, I think you went Germany. Pretty sure
I
that was
might
you.
have been in Germany.
I will tell you. Well, we'll get onto that a bit later on. So, I mean, tell us like a little bit about yourself without like going into depth for like our listeners.
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
Alright.
Get an idea of who you are.
Putting me on the spot here, Mitch. I didn't prepare anything.
Wait
I'd
for
like
later.
to start with...
he does not know who he is.
happy Flying Ant Day, everyone. It is the day of the flying ants. The ants are
It is.
flying.
Question: Is it Flying Ant Day when this podcast is going to go out, or
No.
do you mean?
Oh, no, it's
specifically
like
today?
right now.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay.
It's Flying Ant Day. It's the day of the flying ants. The ants are flying. They got wings. They're flying about. The ants are.
We understand.
It's a
I
really,
understand.
really good day. It's a good day. Sun's shining. The weather's sweet.
Have a
Ants
beer.
are flying everywhere. It's good stuff. But yeah, no. My name's Matt. I'm an architect.
He got the priorities out of the way of it's Flying Ant Day, and then I'm going to introduce myself.
Yeah.
Well,
it was on his mind. Yeah.
PSA.
It was on his mind
Yeah.
The whole time.
This is a public service announcement. Yeah.
Yeah.
But well, yeah, you're an architect.
I'm an architect. Yeah.
I find it interesting that you're struggling to introduce yourself because I think that you're going to be one of the more interesting people we've got on.
Oh,
Yeah,
mate.
should I introduce
I've
you?
got loads of topics. Would you like Matt to do?
It might
introduce you
be. It
instead?
might be the imposter syndrome kicking in. I don't like talking about myself.
Go
I
ahead,
like
Matt,
talking
then
about
do-
other things.
Alright,
Do
so-
you want to talk
uh,
about Matt instead?
So our guest right here is Matt. He's a very good close friend. He does a lot of architect stuff. His most favourite thing is theme parks or roller coasters. He's very good
like
at.
theme parks,
Used to
yeah.
work at them for a long time. His other thing is DJing. I've been to one of his nights out. It's very nice. He also likes going to Stonehenge a couple of times a
Yeah,
times a
definitely
year.
going to be a topic of conversation with
Yeah.
Matt.
I think he used to play
All
hockey.
of the above.
I think he used to play hockey. Don't quote me on that.
Let's find out from the man himself. Did you used to play hockey?
I dabbled in sports.
Oh,
I dabbled.
Yeah.
Your sources are shaky, but
Yeah.
on the right
He
lines,
nodded,
yeah.
but the audience didn't see that.
No, it's various. Hockey is one of the many sports.
What other sports did you play then?
I've done judo, rugby, football, swimming.
Are
Tennis.
these all like clubs, or do you mean?
No, I
you've
mean
played-
I've
you've
actually
like
done
played
all of
once.
this.
Or...
No,
He's played it once.
I've held a tennis
I did judo
racket.
for 2 years. I used to be a junior tennis coach. I played hockey until I was 17. I played rugby until I was 11. What else did I say? Swimming. I did swimming till I was 11 as well.
Yeah.
I was a man of all traits. I had all the stripes.
That's the thing.
That's 5.
Again, like
That's a good
like I said, I think there's actually a lot about you that we can certainly talk about, and I find it very very interesting that
Yes,
that you're
warts and
struggling
all.
to sort of introduce yourself.
I mean, where do I start?
Well,
Where do
I mean
start?
that's more or less it. Is where do you start?
I like a curry. I like.
What's your favourite curry?
Oh.
Well, I already know this.
Ooh, there's a curry in London in the Seven Dials food market called Curry 45, and it is incredible. It's savoury, it's sweet, it's spicy. It's like you've been kicked in the face by the most tasteful foot in the world. It's like really tender chicken. It's got sauce. It's got citrus.
I hope it's got sauce.
When you have a bite, is that the first thing that goes through your head? Is like, oh, I've just been kicked in the face. By
Well,
the most
no.
beautiful
It
foot
takes
in
a
the
few
world,
seconds because it's like one of
A
those.
couple kicks.
The heat builds up, But then after a minute or two, you're breaking a sweat and you're downing a beer just to hold on.
See, I thought you were going to say the curry you make, the green
Thai
curry.
green. I've become a bit of a prolific Thai green curry chef in my time.
Well, you're a good chef as well. I mean, we might very well have spoken about your cooking on our camps we've been on, and your famous spicy tates, obviously.
Yeah, that was a
Definitely
collaborative
up
effort
there.
with Darius. Yeah, that was it's teamwork. Yeah. If it's a solo job, from one of us, then it's never going to be the same as if we're both there, hacking away.
But I think out of you and Darius, you're probably head chef.
No comment.
Darius, let us know what you think about that in the comments below. Right, whilst we've got Matt in the shed, let's get on to one of the many topics we're going to talk to you about.
So, Matt, you, not me, I'm talking
Not
to you.
you.
I'm not talking to myself.
Uh-huh.
I've heard and seen this magnificent artwork you have designed.
Oh, of course, you're a talented artist as
Yeah.
well.
That's not. I don't say talented
Oh, wow.
because I want to undersell him so he can big himself.
Yeah,
up.
guys, you're making me blush, man.
You're welcome.
Ah.
Your
You see what
cheeks
we
are going
said at the
red.
very beginning? There's actually a lot about you that I think you don't necessarily...
I like people to discover it, Well, I like a little box of chocolates. They're like, oh, it's this box of chocolates.
And they open,
And
it
they
like,
open up,
"Oh,
and they're like, it's the maddest box of chocolate.
Okay, Forrest Gump. Back to
Oh, yeah,
your
my bad.
artwork.
Sorry.
If you know what I'm on about.
You're talking about the wall, right?
The wall, the
Yeah.
one and only wall.
Yeah, so when did I start drawing on my wall?
About-
January 2017. I actually
Damn.
remember it. I actually remember
And
it.
so is this your bedroom wall or
It's
something?
my old bedroom wall. I finished it about nearly 2 years
And
ago.
so was it
now.
like
You
so
did.
it was start off as a plain bedroom wall?
Yeah, no, it was. So I used to have a very small room, and it was literally I couldn't fit a double bed in it. It was so small. I couldn't have a desk in it. It was so small. I had a single bed and a wardrobe, and that is literally all I could fit in that room. Apart from the fact that on the opposite side of the room to my bed, there was a completely blank flush wall that was covered in football wallpaper from about 16 years before when we first moved into the house.
Ghastly wallpaper.
Yeah, really bad. I'm not a big fan of football. Like I'll follow a little bit of football, but it's I'm kind of like a come on football kind of guy. And yeah, basically, I got bored one day. I didn't have much money. I went to Fran. I went, "Oi, can I oi, can I decorate it?" And she was like, "Yeah, sure, but you got to pay for it." And I was like, "All right." So I went to like Tesco's and bought a pack of Sharpies and just started
You did.
drawing on my wall. And it started off as me drawing music that I liked. There was like album covers, labels, just artist logos, things like that.
Pop culture.
Not to begin with. It slowly turned into that after I did my first sort of big club night that I really enjoyed. I went to Ministry of Sound to see Marshmello just as he was getting big, and that was kind of where I discovered a lot about what I am like now. Like I really like going out. I really like drum and bass. The last act of the night was a drum and bass act who I'm now completely in love with. And yeah, essentially after that night, I drew that on the wall, and there's something about waking up every morning and just like seeing that thing that I really enjoyed and being able to remember it so vividly just by looking at the wall.
Yeah.
So I just started adding more and more to it of like, it would be like little in-jokes of my friends or like little reminders of things that I'd done, and it grew and grew and grew, and I didn't rush to finish it, which I think was another key thing. I wasn't like trying to get to
Your goal wasn't necessarily to finish it. It was to literally do it as as life progressed.
Exactly. As things that were significant to me went on, it was nice to be able to sort of immortalize them on the wall. And
You weren't making time to do it. You were
no,
just,
yeah, it was literally I'd be bored and I'd go, well, what have I done recently that I've really enjoyed? If I hadn't done anything recently that didn't stick out as significant, then I'd go off and do something else. I'd go off and play games or whatever.
Yeah, play games.
Or
Yeah,
hit you up with Darius and we'd go do something.
yeah.
But like if I had done something, then I could literally spend like an entire day just adding additions to the wall.
And so some other things then that you did. So like you said, you got like Marshmallow on there. You got some things with friends.
Yeah.
What other bits have you got on there that sort of? I guess obviously the whole thing is important to you, and you're incredibly proud of it all, and you certainly should be. But what bits like stand out to you? Do you look at probably the most?
That's a good question. I think a lot of the festivals, because I'd spent a lot of my time at these festivals pretty messed up.
And so, what do you draw from the festivals? And is it like the grand stages?
Yeah, yeah, a mix of everything. You know, the artist logos, the stages. It just depends. Like it's a case by case thing. There's like a significant stage that was like a big thing. So if you've heard of Arcadia, it's like a big metal spider.
Yeah, a big metal spider thing.
So I drew the spider.
I know nothing about festivals, but I do remember seeing that on like your Instagram.
Yeah,
and stuff all the time.
And then but then in another case, like for Boomtown or Southwest 4 or Eastern Electric, so on, that was just I drew the logos because they change each year, so you can remember what happened.
And the vast majority of it is just done in black Sharpie, isn't it?
Yeah. The only thing of colour was that I remember I don't know why. I was listening to a lot of Beatles, and then I'd bought the Yellow Submarine Lego thing, and there was a very specific Lego advert where they had the Yellow Submarine like jumping out of the ocean on a like wave of rainbow, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'll put it in the middle. But then it suddenly looked like I'd drawn a gay pride flag in the middle of my room. So
Yeah,
Fran would come in and be like, are you gay? And I'm like, nah. No problem with gays though. But yeah, no, there's some things that I kind of, in hindsight, wish I didn't draw on there. But also, I didn't scribble them out because I thought at the time that I drew them on, they were so significant to me that I drew them on my wall.
I remember Troy and Arbed, they were on there.
From
Exactly.
Community, yeah. What, did you get rid of them then?
No. This is what I'm saying, is that I didn't get rid of anything. I drew stuff on there that I might not have drawn with better hindsight. But at the same time, I think it's nice to be able to look back on those things as if I had just drawn them and remember, like, kind of bittersweetly, like, that was so significant to me at that time that I drew it on because it was so significant to me. So I'm not gonna scribble it out because why would I do that? You know, I don't want to ruin a piece of art, and I don't want to tarnish that memory because I'm bitter about something that, to be honest, doesn't matter.
And so, getting on to the big question, which I don't think you said yet, how long did it take you to complete the wall from first Sharpie on to last Sharpie?
About 4 years. Yeah,
that's good. It's
I drew about
commitment because it's not like it's not a small wall either.
No, it's
I mean, I know you said the room's not the largest in the world, but like it's a big old canvas, definitely.
Yeah, it's like 2.5 by 3 meters, something like that.
Any plans to do any more things like that? Obviously, when you get your own place and things like that. Any do you plan on doing this like in every place you live or something like that? I think it would be a nice thing to do. Although I guess, like you said, it's something you don't want to force.
Yeah,
out. You need things to happen in order for you to.
I think that's it. Is that I did the outlines to start doing it in the bedroom that I'm in now, and then I could never put the pen down. I could never actually put the pen on the wall. So I don't know. It's like I kind of like that it's just that one chunk of my life where it was a real sort of grow up stage. It sounds very philosophical and cliche and whatever. But
well, it's art.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's nice to have sort of that period is so defined because it's like the wall era. And yeah, you're not the only person who said that either. A lot of my mates said, "Oh, you're going to do that again," and I'd like to think that maybe someday I will, but I've kind of missed so much of my life in these last 2 years since I finished it to like today, that there's a lot of catching up to do, and also I think I've got other means to sort of have a similar sort of capsule of.
How many Sharpies did you go through?
27. I actually kept count. Yeah, I spent on. There's this drawing of Andy C that I did, who's my favourite DJ. I did a drawing of him, and it took me 3 days, because it's like the most detailed thing on the wall. It took me 3 days, and I used up like 3 Sharpies on this one drawing, which is like it's like the size of an A3 paper, right? And yeah, so you got to think, like, if an A3 paper is like this big, spread across the whole wall, and that was like 3 Sharpies right there. It's crazy. I don't know why. I don't know how I did it, to be honest. Who just looks at a wall and goes, "Yeah, I'm going to fill that with Sharpie." It's so dumb.
Yeah.
It's so. Do you know how much cheaper it would have been to just paint the wall?
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for listening to our podcast. Don't forget to give that follow or subscribe button a click so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And why not check out our Twitter and Discord too, where we post updates, behind the scenes stuff and just general other news about the show. Links in the description below. Got any topics or questions you think need a proper answer or have yet to even be asked? Drop it in the comments below or send us a tweet. Until next time.